The EU's General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR, is going to take effect in May 2018. NightOwl has a European presence, in Dublin and Düsseldorf. What have you been thinking about preparing for the GDPR? What are your clients going to expect from you?
Well, with our presence in the EU, obviously most of the regulations that affect our clients also affect us. And so the one thing that we do know about GDPR at this point is that it's going to be very difficult for NightOwl's clients to be compliant if we ourselves are not strictly adherent to the rules and regulations.
Can I say that's a really good answer? Thank you.
Great. Great. That are being imposed right now. So we have data centers at Düsseldorf and in Dublin, and those data centers and all of the information that are contained there, obviously are subject to GDPR, and so on behalf of our clients, and on behalf of NightOwl as well, we need to make sure that we are keenly aware of what the rules are around increased access to data portability, increased fines through the regulations, and so forth. So we are, we keep up on it as much as anybody. At this point, we are not sure, what Brexit means for GDPR, and so we are sort of waiting with bated breath the way that the rest of the world is. But we are, implementing plans and policies and procedures around the inevitability of, what that might look like in the future.
Many people seem to think that our compliance with the GDPR follows from being in the EU. The fact is, of course, we're going to have to comply with the principal terms of the GDPR, whether we're in the EU or not. Is that something your clients are alert to?
I believe so, and there's no doubt that Britain is going to have to comply with GDPR. The question is going to be how closely they comply with it in terms of adopting something that looks just like the GDPR inside Britain, or perhaps having a privacy paradigm that looks a little bit more like the United States, and then having to have sort of a requisite privacy shield in place between Britain and the EU. So I think that's sort of the tension between Britain and the EU right now and the United States, sort of where that's going, and we're trying to help our clients sort of figure out what that means for them.
Office 365 is of growing interest and concern to clients. More and more of them are using it, but it raises eDiscovery implications amongst other things. What are you doing in relation to that?
Well, the technologists are always sort of eager to adopt, new platforms, and Office 365 is certainly, very robust and has a lot of wonderful applications to it. There are some issues that need to be raised around sort of wholesale adoption of 365. Is your data subject to legal hold? Do you have data that's able to be remediated? Is there GDPR compliance issues that are going on, or do you have personally identifiable information in there? One of the benefits that we have is that we are sort of closely aligned with corporate legal departments, and so we're able to do a lot of active consulting around some of those issues before a client takes on a product like 365.
And so they come to you and say, we are thinking of going into Office 365. We know that's going to raise discovery issues and general information management issues. Can you help us with it?
Correct, that's right, yeah.
NightOwl offers review services in support of compliance objectives and other things beyond eDiscovery. Can you give me some examples?
Sure. Traditionally, review services, and NightOwl offers this type of review services, originates with some type of litigation matter coming in. You have discovery requests from opposing counsel, documents are reviewed for responsiveness and produced to opposing counsel. That's terrific. We offer those services, but as we started to use analytics and become experts in the use of analytics, what we realized was that there were so many broader applications for the use of analytics, especially in corporate legal departments, and it could be anything from records retention schedule compliance, it could be FDA adverse event reporting, GDPR compliance, PII identification, and these are all sort of proactive ways in which our clients are starting to use analytics to help sort of identify issues before they become litigation matters.